A salt mine tragedy claimed the life of a local family man last November, leaving behind many unanswered questions. His loved ones search for closure. It continues to this day. 3 News investigator Peter Fleischer walks through the questions that keep them up at night and explains how they hope to pursue justice.
It's been more than 6 months since Greg Sychla, twin brother to Jerry and father to Joanna, was killed in the Cargill salt mine. The pain hasn't lessened.
I mean, it's devastating. I'm twin brother.
My dad did everything for his family, for us. He went to work for us too.
Greg was run over by a 43-ton loader, operated by a driver who said he didn't see the 10-year mining veteran's utility vehicle before crushing it. No charges were filed. In fact, law enforcement never investigated.
For me, the best place to do some crime is a mine. No police involved, no prosecutor involved. You can say, I don't want to talk to anybody. The best place to do the crime. Anyway, intentionally or not.
Because mines are heavily restricted areas, police were not allowed in the night of Greg's death. Instead, MSHA, the Mining Safety and Health Administration, a federal agency designed to keep mines safe, investigated in the aftermath. They blamed Cargill, citing a lack of proper signage in hazardous areas.
No, I still cannot believe he's dead. I'm still angry.
But the family says that report raised more questions than it answered. Greg's body was found nearly 11 feet away from his vehicle. Investigators couldn't say whether he jumped or was thrown.
What do you mean? That's 2 different situations.
Records show the loader's bucket was raised 37 inches off the ground, not fully lowered, as mining best practices dictate. Investigators also found evidence of music and video devices in both vehicles, but couldn't confirm if either miner was distracted.
There is no way he will risk his life, somebody else's life. That was his goal, safety.
He was principled and he had a work ethic. He always did things the right way, especially when it was his job.
Cargill was cited by MSHA. The loader driver, according to the company, was fired after the investigation. But for Greg's family, that's not enough.
This has a million questions about this that are unanswered. There's a lot of blame that is there to go around, and nobody's looking into it.
The bucket height, the audio and video devices, the unawareness when operating heavy machinery. They believe the circumstances of Greg's death demand more action. They've collected photos, diagrams, even 3D models, hoping to get law enforcement involved.
I just want justice. If judge or prosecutor going to say the guy is not guilty, and they explain to me how that happened, I will accept it. But there gotta be police and at least prosecutor involved in this, and it will.
Determined to shed light on what happened in the darkness of that mine. I contacted Cargill to ask for confirmation that the loader driver who killed Greg had been fired. I asked what safety changes they've made since this tragedy and whether or not they'd cooperate with a local law enforcement investigation. Cargill declined to answer any of my questions, instead sending a statement that you can read in the web article for this story. The Sychla family plans to bring evidence and documents to local law enforcement and push for a criminal investigation. We'll continue to follow their push for justice and closure.